This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, guys, my name is Kashif. I am from India. I have a total 13 plus IT experience. I have trained more than 8,000 students globally. I am a CCNA, MCTS, MCSA, MCSE certified professional. In terms of my expertise, I have expertise on SCCM, Intune, Active Directory application packaging, Azure PowerShell. I am a BSc IT graduate. I completed my graduation from Mumbai University, and later on I started working as system administrator. I have worked on almost all platforms of, all versions of SCCM, starting from SMS 2003, and I have deployed SCCM to more than 35 companies so far. So now my current roles and responsibility is I am working as a SCCM architect, wherein my primary roles and responsibility is to, you know, implement SCCM in companies. So that's about me, guys. So I bring with me a huge experience on SCCM, and I would like to I am associated with freelance training as well, so that I can impart my or share my knowledge with other people. Okay, so regarding this training, this is like 35 hours training. Um, the total duration of this training is going to be 35 hours, and we do weekdays session and weekend session. Okay, so if you are interested in weekdays session, then it is going to be 1.5 hours session on daily basis, Monday to Friday. Okay, it's going to take 4 weeks to complete all the topics. The second one is weekend session, which is going to take 3 hours on Saturday and 3 hours on Sunday, and that's going to take 6 weekends to finish all the topics. So that's the duration of this training, guys. Now the let's talk about this SCCM. What is this SCCM, and what all versions of SCCM released so far? So let's take a look on the historical details of this SCCM product. This is a Microsoft product, as you all know. So the Microsoft released this product as SMS, System Management Server, in the year 1994, and the name of this product was SMS 1.0. Then in the year 1999, they released SMS 2.0, then SMS 2003 in the year 2003. Later on, they changed the name from SMS to SCCM. That happened in the year 2007. So in the year 2007, they released SCCM 2007. Later on, they released SCCM 2007 SP1, then SP2, SP3. Then they released SCCM 2012. Later on, SP1, SP2, R2. Now what they are doing is they are going with version as year and month. So as you see, November 2015, they have chosen the name as 1511. So 15 is what? Year, and 11 is month. So year and month. Okay. So every year they are releasing 3 versions of SCCM. So in the year 2016, these are the versions released by Microsoft in the year 2016. So February, that is 02, June, that is 06, and October 1610. Similarly, in the year 2017, they released these 3 versions: 1702, 1706, 1710. And in the year 2018, they have released these 3 versions: 1802, 1806, 1810. Now, this year, in the year 2019, they have released 1906, 1902, 1906, and 1910 is in technical preview. Okay, so you can say 1906 is the latest and greatest version of SCCM at the moment. So it started from 1994, and the latest and greatest version is 1906. So almost like 25 years this product is there in the market. So it's a matured product. Clear, guys? Any question in this historical details? Anyone?
No.
All good?
Kashif, just one question. Just want to know, as you mentioned that it's in the 19010 is in the technical preview. You mean to say that it's not been released yet?
No, no, it's released, but you cannot deploy this in the production. Understood?
Okay, but we can use in the for the testing purpose,
Um,
right?
yes, we can.
Okay.
Now, the certification, suppose if you are planning to get certified, then you have to take this exam 70-703, and the cost of this exam is 160 US dollar in apart from India. In India, you have to pay 4,800 Indian rupees, but outside India, you have to pay 160 US dollar. You need to score at least 700 out of 1,000 to pass this exam. Understood? So that's the certification details, guys. There is only one paper. You don't have to take any um, prerequisite exam or something to get certified. There's only one paper, and the name of this exam is Administering Microsoft System Center Config Manager and Cloud Services Integration. Now let's talk about the opportunities in SCCM. Since you guys are interested in SCCM technology, so you need to know the current market value and the future of this tool, right? So SCCM holds 43% of market share. That means all big size companies plus medium size companies have SCCM. Almost all big size and medium size companies have SCCM. In small size companies, you may not have SCCM, okay, but almost all big size and mid size. There are other products as well, like mm, Altris. Then you have a Landesk, right? Then you have IBM BigFix. There are other product in the list, but SCCM is the one which tops the list, and it has a huge deployment all over the globe. So like millions of computers are being managed through SCCM all over the globe. So it's pretty well in the market. Plus, the people who are working on this profile, those who are working on SCCM system administrator profile, they are earning somewhere around 45 US dollar as per the statistic in US, Canada, and Australia, Europe countries. The those who are working in India, they can expect a salary of um, 800,000 Indian rupees per year. That's the average salary. You may expect more. I mean, you may get more, or somebody getting less than this, but that's the average salary in those who are working on SCCM profile. Then you have lots of opportunities in Indeed and Dice portal. These are the two leading job portals in US and Canada, wherein you get SCCM opportunities. So that's the um current market value of this product. Now, if you talk about future, so currently there is no any product in the market which is close to SCCM, right? So SCCM is way ahead, and if some other product comes into the market to replace SCCM, it will at least take 10 more years to replace SCCM from the market. Got it? So that's the opportunity details, guys. Now we have in SCCM there are sites and site roles. So basically there are three sites in SCCM: central administration site, primary site, and secondary site. We'll talk about we will talk about these sites later on from tomorrow onwards, since this is a demo session, so I'm not going into details what are these sites, but you understand this: central administration site is an optional site, secondary site is also an optional site, but the primary site is the mandatory site. Without primary site you cannot manage devices. Okay, so when we go in the actual training from tomorrow onwards, we'll discuss more about these things. So central and primary and secondary, these are all installed on Windows Server. So you can have one Windows Server, let's say Windows Server 2008, 8R2 or 12, 12R2, 16, 19, and on that you can install site server like central administration site or primary or secondary. So we'll talk about these central, primary, and secondary later on. Um, you you have three diagram in this picture. The first one is for small size companies. The second one is for medium size companies, and the third architecture is for big size companies. So the first one, as you see, suppose you have only one location, you don't have any branch offices. Let's say you have only one location, and that is Houston, and Houston has like 10,000 devices, for example. There is no any branch offices, no other location. All these 10,000 devices are locally connected on the same LAN network, so you need one primary site to handle all these devices, to manage all these devices. Now tomorrow, if you expanded your business, let's say you from a small size companies you now become medium sized company, so primary site will still be there in Houston, but the location which are remotely connected to Houston, let's say Seattle and Boston, you have two branch offices, so you need to have secondary site secondary site in these two locations if you have more than 500 devices, and the network connectivity, network bandwidth uh, is is uh, is pretty low. So in order to manage the control the network bandwidth, you need to have secondary site, one secondary site in Seattle, another secondary site in Boston, in these branch offices, and these two secondary site will report to primary site. Clear? Understood, guys? Now the third picture, this one is for big size companies. Suppose if you are working in TCS or HCL or IBM, wherein you have more than 100,000 devices. Okay, then you need central administration site on the top of the hierarchy. Then you have primary site, one primary site in Americas, one primary site in Europe, and one primary site in Asia Pacific. These primary site will report to central administration site, and the respective secondary site will keep on reporting to its respective primary site. This is for big size companies when you have more than 100,000 devices and more than one primary site. Got it, guys? Any question in this?
Yeah, Kaif, one more question. Like, have you mentioned in the second figure, Houston, Seattle, and Boston? Can we create the central administration site here in the second diagram?
No, there is no point creating CAS here, because Cache is needed when you have more than one primary site. Understood?
Okay, more than one primary site. Okay.
Right. So since cache is needed here in the third picture, because you have three primary site, 1, 2, and 3,
Okay.
and all these three are reporting here. So when you have only one primary site, cache is not required.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is another pictorial diagram. So if you have, let's say, 200,000 devices, right?
Mm-hmm.
100,000 devices is in Asia Pacific, another one in Europe, for example. So you have primary site 1 here, primary site 2, and central administration site is sitting on the top of the hierarchy. And these two primary site will be reporting to central administration site, and the secondary site will be, these secondary site will be reporting to this primary, and these secondary site will be reporting to this primary. So this is another example for big size companies. So every site, whether it is a central or primary or secondary, it needs a database. So as you see, you have database for central administration site, database for primary site, database for secondary site. All the site needs database to store the data. And secondary site will be replicating its data to primary site. It will be sending here, replicating its data to the primary site database. Primary site database will be replicated by the central administration site database. So database replication happens from downward to upward. Okay. So it all the data will roll up to central administration site. So central will be the master database. If you have central, if you don't have central, then primary will become the master database. Got it? Then you have site roles. We'll talk about these roles later on when we start from tomorrow onwards. So I'm not going into details now. Now, when you deploy SCCM in companies, right, what all things you can do through SCCM? So first thing first, you can do asset management. That's your first, you know, first thing you
Okay.
can do through SCCM. In asset management, what you can do is you can do hardware and software inventory. Suppose you have 10,000, 20,000, or 50,000 devices all over the globe. You can find out the hardware and software inventory of those devices. Okay. Asset intelligence. Basically, you can categorize software. Let's say there are 50,000 softwares and you have to categorize those software. You can use asset intelligence, and plus you can also monitor the license consumption through asset intelligence. Software metering, you can find out the utilization of a software. Okay. So for example, in the month of October, uh, what is the utilization of Microsoft Skype, right? Or any other application? You can create a metering rule, and it will find out the details, and you can get the report. Second thing is client management. This is the major feature of this SCCM. So in client management, you can deploy application, you can deploy software updates, you may deploy operating system, you can manage content, you can find out how many computers are compliant, how many computers are non-compliant, you can do power management, right? Client health, you get a dashboard of healthy client and unhealthy clients. Endpoint protection, you can deploy antivirus, which is already integrated into SCCM. Previously, we used to manage mobile devices as well, but this feature is deprecated by Microsoft from September this year. So mobile device management is uh, is you have to manage through Intune. Intune is the Microsoft mobile device management solution. You can manage your Android, iPhone, iOS, iPad devices. Okay. So previously we used to integrate Intune into SCCM. The third major feature of SCCM is administrative secure feature. For example, if somebody is good with application deployment, right? So I'm going to give him application deployment role. If somebody is good with operating system deployment, I'm going to give him operating system deployment role. So based on the expertise of the administrator, there are certain roles available already, or you can create your customized role too and assign it to the administrators. Then remote management, you can remote into users devices, just like I'm sharing my screen to you guys, right? Yeah, using SCCM, users can share their screens with administrator for troubleshooting purpose or for any other requirement. Reporting, you get report in Excel, PDF, CSV, Word. So there are n number of formats available. Monitoring, you can monitor the SCCM site roles and components and everything. So these are basic major features and functionalities of SCCM, guys. Clear?
Yep.
Then when we go in the training, I want you guys to set up your lab, SCCM lab. So everyone will have their own personal lab, either on local system, either on your laptop or desktop, or if you are going to set up the lab on local laptop or desktop, you need to have minimum 12 gigabyte of RAM, quad core processor, 300 GB of hard drive. Suppose if you don't have this configuration, then you need to go on cloud. So we can set it up on Microsoft Azure Cloud Data Center, wherein you just need one computer with internet connection. So we'll be creating our lab virtual machines, and we'll remotely connect to these computers. Okay. So lab architecture will be like this. We will have 3 Windows server. One will be your domain controller. Second will be your primary site. Third will be your database. Fourth one will be your Windows 10 computer. And later on, we will add one more computer, and that is secondary site. Okay. Any question, guys? Anyone?
Thank you.
Sandhya?
Hey, Kashi.
Yeah, Greg? Yes, go ahead.
Okay, this is Greg. I got a couple of questions. The weekend classes, when would that start?
Weekend classes, which time zone you are in?
I'm in Central, US Central.
Central time. Okay. So that starts at around 11 a.m. in the morning, India time. So that will be like
Okay.
1:30 midnight for you. Uh, we'll have to change the time. Okay. So if you are
I mean,
interested in weekend, yeah.
I'm compatible. I mean, I can accommodate you. If it's too much trouble, I don't want you to change it just based on me alone.
Okay.
If that's the case, I can do your time.
Okay. No worries.
Mhm.
No worries.
And okay, the other
So,
question I have also
mm,
is
yes. Sorry, I don't hear you now. What was the second question? Hello?
I'm sorry, Kashi, did you hear me?
No, I
No, I
did
was
hear
asking
you.
if we're gonna
Yeah.
get copies of the PowerPoints.
Yeah, you will get that when you go in the training. Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right, cool.
Okay, any other question from Divya, Sandhya? Do
No,
you guys
Kajit,
have
not
any question?
no, no, not yet. Everything is clear as of now.
Sandhya, do you have any question?
Nope. All good.
All good? Okay. Now I just want to know the source from where you guys are, you know, you guys received this meeting link so that I know the source. Um, Greg, you got it through where?
Actually, I saw the YouTube video, and
Mm-hmm.
from watching it, I saw your website, and I actually registered from your website.
Okay, fine. Sandhya,
I got it from Facebook.
Facebook, okay. And Devya?
So I got it through Udemy.
Okay, guys. Thank you for the information. If you guys are interested in the training, you can uh, reach me 9892-235-4331, or you can reply on the same email which you received. If you have received from Srinivas, you can reply to the same email uh, regarding the training enrollment process. And this is my WhatsApp number,
Mhm.
9892354331. So you can contact me for the enrollment process. From tomorrow, we will start 6:30. Or if you are you not able to join this weekday session, Greg?
Now that's why I'm interested in the weekend, so I'm thinking maybe from the this
Hmm.
coming weekend.
Okay, fine, no worries. So we'll start a new batch from weekend if I
Okay.
have one more student. Okay, guys, any other question?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. So Divya and the Divya and Sandhya will start from tomorrow onwards. So if you are interested, contact me. Okay, thank you.
Sure,
Bye
sir,
bye.
sure. Thank you,
Bye,
sir.
guys.
Bye-bye.
Sure.
All right. Thank you, Kashi.
Thank you.